Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Steve. How do I even go about this? All I have to say is this is no shock value, but what I'm trying to do is deter this channel in whatever way I can and hopefully get the Java channel off the ground in its own way, in its own spin, if that makes any sense, guys. What I'm trying to say is I'd like to try to tap on some Commodore stuff, you know, that's still that bike guy in me that still lives there somewhere. I know it's been a long time and many people are probably frustrated thinking that I've abandoned it altogether. You can never abandon what you are, though. I mean, Commodore 64, Atari, they all taught me what I am. Without the Atari, without the Commodore 64, I would not have the passion. I don't even think I'd even have the degree I have today because I would not be driven. I mean, it was the Commodore 64 that opened my eyes and really showed me the world. The Atari, of course, introduced me first to programming, but it was the Commodore 64 that really perked my interest, especially when I saw the graphics and stuff that were being done with the systems alone. You know, I was pretty impressed. I remember walking into a Sears store many years ago when I was a mid-teenager, probably maybe 18 or whatever, and I first saw the Commodore 64. It was glowing, a blue screen. You know, it was just glowing in the background. I remember walking down the aisle and catching my attention. I was like, wow, look at that. What is that? You know, I already had a computer, but I thought, hey, I've never seen this one before. And I walked over and I started looking at this thing. I'm like, this is pretty cool. You know, then suddenly I started typing on that sucker, and I'm no joke, I started writing programs right there in the store, and I actually almost got kicked out of the store because the guy was so annoyed and said I was scaring customers away. I'm like, I could have been your biggest salesman. But anyway, point aside, I wanted to kind of introduce you to some of the concepts I've learned with the Commodore 64. We'll just kind of play with some stuff and see where it goes. This is going to seem real silly, but some of the first things that people learn on a computer is the go-to. Everybody probably knows the famous go-to, and it's going to take me probably an eon just to figure out where all these things are. I don't have a Commodore 64. All my stuff is packed right now, so I'm kind of stuck with, you know, rambling, scrambling on the keyboard trying to figure out where all the hidden AXI codes are and stuff like that, and I just actually hit shift 2 and remembered it was right there, which is actually like an @ symbol on the PC board. Anyway, so one of the first things people learned, it was passed down to many computers, was actually the hello world. So if you don't know what that one is, go look it up, and you just basically type go to 10, like I said, real silly here. It's basically a loop. A loop was going to be continuously. Basically, the computer's looking at it from a machine language perspective, and it's running it simultaneously until you press an action that's going to break out of it, which basically means it's just an interrupt processing over and over again in so many cycles, running by the timers in the computers and stuff like that. So I think break is escape. I certainly hope so. If not, I'm going to be stuck here, scrambling, trying to figure out how to stop this thing. Okay, there's the shift. Just going to show you how sloppy I am with emulators here, but I'm going to keep playing with it, see if I can stop it. I'm going to try all the F1 keys. I'm going to do a freaking reboot. Okay, I'm ready to give up in 3 seconds here. Okay, I just paused it. That was interesting. So I'm hitting like control. That didn't work. Let's see if it's an actual... It might even be on the other side of the keyboard, because break was always at the top. It was escape. I'm just going to try to hit some keys here. Okay. Abandon. Let's just restart this sucker. So anyways, to use the emulator to restart, I hate to have to lose the whole thing, but it looks like I have no choice. On the older keyboards, there was a reset option. If you do a hard, it's going to like erase your program. If you do a soft, it's supposed to retrieve your program. Let's see if it's still there. Oh, actually, maybe it was a hard that keeps it. Anyways, that was my first dumb example. So the next thing you'll want to learn about is what's basically the AXI character set. And when I wrote my first loop, I learned how the AXI characters worked. And again, it's going to take me a moment to figure out where the freaking equals is. I think it's right here. There we go. So it has 255 AXI characters in the character set. You just print something like that. We'll just stick it on another line here, and you just type print CHR strings, blah blah, and X. If you wanted to stay on the same line, you could do like a semicolon, you want it to go to another line, you just don't do anything. Just leave it blank like that. Now if we hit next, it'll string them out once we run it. So what it did is it actually cycled through a lot of different control characters in the computer. Some of them, you notice they just changed the colors, and there's different commands that are actually operated behind the scenes. Let's see how to reset this thing again. Okay. Well, anyways, if you want to revert it back to its color, you can just use that is poke 53280. No, 53281. Let me see if I can remember. It's 280. Nope, that's the border. Set that back. And 53281, comma 6. And that one changes the background. Well, let's do the reset again. So this time we're going to try the hard and see if it stays. I give up. It's erasing everything. Okay, so anyways, you saw a few dumb examples there. So those are the old ways of drawing on the screen. If you wanted to clear your screen, you just do like CHR strings 147. That's the character to clear the screen. When you run it, it'll clear the screen. There you go. If you wanted to be able to draw characters on the screen, you can either use the drawing characters located on your keyboard by hitting the I wish I had a Commodore 64 in front of me, but I don't. It's all packed up. I think it's the Commodore 64 key that controls and sets the characters and allows you to hit the characters underneath it like that. And you could actually draw with them. In the old Commodore days, you can actually look underneath the keyboard there, under where the letters are, and you could actually see them that way. So we could just do something like that. You run it, and it'll just print it. Well, maybe this would be a programming lesson too. Let's see. If you wanted to do something like remembering what you typed in the loop, you could do something like this. It's basically a string. It'll remember whatever you put into it. It's going to be limited by 20 characters. So if you go here and you do something like, let's see how sloppy I am on this again, guys. Now I know the Atari it's like that. I think it's like this, if I'm not mistaken. Ew, where is that thing at? Okay, there's that one. There's 0. Okay. It's either 0, no, there it is. It's 9. Okay, got it. 9, sorry. So, anyways, why did I do that? So, A strings 1 equals, and then whatever you put in here, it's gonna remember this. So if I put in, like, for example, my name, and you run it, oh, we aren't seeing anything. Why not? Well, we haven't told the computer to execute it to the screen, so we have to use the command print A strings, and then we're going to basically be printing 1. Watch what it's going to do here. I hate that key. Okay. It should print out the Steve Marl, just like I thought. So what we've done is we just demonstrated how to print a string. So the next thing you could do is you could print a section of the screen. Let me just make a little message here. Print section of a string. And how do we do that? We use it with a command that's called middle. It stands for mid string or middle. And we just say mid. I think it's just mid, but I'm going to just try mid string, see if that's it. And A string, comma 1, comma 2. Let's play with it because I'm not very keyed on what's going to happen here. So we'll print T and see what happens. Ooh, mismatch. Let's see. I think it's T strings. So I'm trying to convert it to a number is what I'm trying to do. So it's T strings equals mid. Oh, I knew what I did wrong. I forgot to put the 1 in there. 80 print T strings. Let's see if that does it. Now it was what I thought it was earlier. So you're going to basically print. I don't need the A strings. I see I'm mixing this up with Atari. Atari does stuff differently than the Commodore 64 does. So let's see. Oh, I did A strings. Okay, got A strings 1, T strings, print mid string, T strings. Oh, I think I forgot one. Let's see. Try that. Okay, give me 1 second here. Let me grab my book here real quick. I'm going to do a little cheating. Quick pause. Okay guys, I'm back and I feel like an idiot. This is what I get for abandoning my roots, huh? So anyways, the mid string I was actually using and trying to put as mid like that, but you have to have the string in it. I think on the Atari it's actually mid, but I see it somewhere mid. I'm programming so many different languages, sometimes it's very easy to confuse stuff and, you know, make stuff look like what it is. Like I said, there's so many conversions. Maybe one day I'll just do a conversion video of all the different software languages I know and how whatever compares to whatever. Anyways, I got it working. So basically what this does is it's printing the first character and then the first character of the name here. I also had to modify this. So it's printing the S. So if you go and you change this, I think it's this one right here, it should print out 2 letters. There you go. So it's basically printing one after the other. So if you go change this, it'll be 3. Let me remove this other junk so I don't confuse you. I'll just remove 20 and remove 50 and run it. So now you should be able to see a little bit better here. So what we're doing is we're just printing out the first character. We're saying, okay, go through this string, give me the first character, start at the first character, which is an S, and read over 3. Now if we change this to 5, it should print the full first name, just like that. So that's basically. Now if you want to see it do like it backward, you ever seen it like people have seen examples of do it backward? Let me just kind of show that to you. You just set up a simple loop. We'll just use x equals 0. I'm not 0. What you do is you say the length of the string, which is t strings, to step -1, not +1. Alright, where's the negative? There it is. Okay, and then you just basically print that mid to the screen. I'm just going to print it as mid. I'm not going to put the t strings. I don't really need to. So print mid, since we've already got, this is A strings, I'm sorry. Since we already got A strings, we're just going to use A strings, comma 1, comma X. Why am I spacing? So if I did it right, it should print it backward. Oh, got an error. Let's see what I do wrong. For X equals length of A strings. Oh, I forgot my 1. I am probably cheating again with all these other languages in my head. So anyways, -1. Oh, isn't that interesting? What did I do? I actually made it print. It actually worked, except what it did is it started at the last letter and it printed them backward. I was trying to get it to print it backward instead of actually printed each line out section by section. That's interesting. Let's see, A string starts at A strings to 1, comma X. I think I have to do them both. See if that's it. Hey, this is getting really interesting. So let's see, 1 step -1. So this is going to start at the length of A strings. It's going to get the whole length of this. That's correct. It's going to go to 1 step -1. This is supposed to print the first character. Let me see if that's what it is. There it is, actually. So let's just print it on a line so we can see it. Okay, so we'll just do a little thing like that, semicolon, and it'll be on the same line. Looks kind of weird. Look at my last name. It actually almost spells something. Warham Yvette's. I had no idea. That's interesting now. So, we'll kind of clean this up a little bit and make it a little bit prettier to look at. Throw some colors into this. See if I can recall my colors. See what that looks like. Ew, that's ugly. Okay. So there's 11. 11, comma 7? I think 7 is yellow. There we go. Isn't that kind of cool looking? It's like your name spelled backward is something really weird. Now, just to have a little bit of fun here, we're going to set up a prompt and we're going to go ahead and get some input. If I can recall how to do this, I think it's just input. Input, we'll just call it NMs for names. And then we're going to make it accept an entry, whatever you type in. we're going to convert it, basically. I could have probably just stuck this above there. Actually, I'm just going to stick this above there instead of wasting space here. We'll print right after 85 an input. You can also do this. You don't just have to type in input. You can just type in something like input and whatever you want. Just say type a word or something. Type a word, please. And then what you do is you end it. Actually, I used a string. Let's see. End it with name. I think that's it. Let's see if I did it right. Okay, see, input, type a word, name, please. I think you got that semicolon. There it is. So you type in a word, Mickey, and it's still going to show my name until we change that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to change this real simply. Actually, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to end because I don't have enough room for all this. And I'm going to make this say input or W. Let's just do W. W for word. Make it a little more grammatically correct. W strings, length of W strings print a word. So now it should play with some words that we type in. Let's think of a word I could type in. Commodore. So now it's going to print the words backward. We're also going to make it print on another line here to kind of make it a little bit cleaner. Let's see, we'll just print 82 print, and then when it's done with the listing, I think that's good. Type a word. Actually, no, I'll just make it clear the screen every time. So when it's done, we'll set it in whoops, don't want to erase my program. We'll set it kind of in a loop here. I don't really regret doing a loop because I can't break out of it, so I'm not going to do that anyway. We're just going to make it run every time. So we'll type in Atari. And that's Atari spelled backward. Everyone knows God is dog. Java. That's interesting. Let's do a real interesting one like encyclopedia. That's really weird. Polymorphism. Superman. Amberpus. It looks like almost like a word, doesn't it? Anyways, I'm going to get bored with this real quickly. Bored. Do up. But anyways, you see that that's a little simple program to use mids to kind of demonstrate here. Another example. How left-right works. I don't want to make this video too long, but you can use left to get the left side of a word, and we'll make it get the left side of our W word that we type in, the first letter or something. Let's just do it the first 3 letters. So whatever we type in here is get the left 3 of it. Oh, we got an error message. Oh, I think it's only supposed to be 1. My bad. Let's try that. Word. Yep. So it basically picked up the first 3 letters of the left of the word, but it's also printed in the same order, so it doesn't really convert the word here. Why do I have 2 inputs in here? Oh, I need to get rid of the other input. I left it in there. I didn't realize I did that. So anyways, let's do that again. So there it gets the 3 words. Now if you want to do it to the right, you just do the rights. W string. Oh gosh. W strings, and it's going to pick the right of the word. So it's probably going to print it the left of the word. So we're going to have to make a longer word, otherwise it's going to look identical. So longer than 3 letters. I should do it. There it goes, and it picks the right 3 of this. So it's picking up AIN instead of picking up BRA. And above it you see BRAAIN, which is rain. So, hope you found this a little bit interesting. Probably not too boring. I didn't want to make this video too long. Just wanted to kind of give you a spin back into Commodore 64 and just some of the kind of cool stuff you could do with it if you're a beginner or whatever. Just thought that this might be kind of an interesting way to start off this series. So thanks for watching, guys. Please like, subscribe. I appreciate any comments you can give me. You're welcome to put backlinks on your website. I look forward to growing with you guys. And yeah, we'll do more Commodore videos. Although right now, I'm in a bit of I'm in the middle of an actual big move right now, so it's going to be kind of tight for me to really get things in right now. I mean, I'm sitting around a bunch of boxes right now, to give you an example. Is that a box? No. Anyways, yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and this is Steve Morrow signing off. Have a good day.